George? Hello? Can you hear me? George, I can't hear you yet. Can you make sure your microphone's on? Let's see. No, you can't hear me, huh? Um, Go down to the lower. There you go. Are you there?
Yes,
Hey, how are you?
good.
Good, good, good. So this is our first, I'm calling it Digital Dog Park, and it's just a way to get to know people kind of virtually. Can you hear
Great.
me?
Yes.
Cool. So it's just you and me right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it doesn't look like anybody showed up at first. We're still pretty small on the network right now. So and most people had said that they were available on Tuesday, but I was out of town this week and I was only going to see my dog on the weekend, so I thought I'd do it today. So, well, now where are
Well,
you at?
in San Francisco.
Oh, nice.
And it took me quite a few minutes to find out how to get logged in. So maybe others are just still trying to, struggle with the technology.
I mean that may be the case, but I think sometimes people sit the first couple out and see if they're successful, or maybe they were busy or whatever. But I actually just wanted to kind of test and see if this might be fun to do with more people. So it's actually great that it's just the couple of us.
So it gives you a dry run for
Yeah,
the, yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, good.
Let me grab my dog. I want to show you my dog. Frankie, where are you? Francis. Hold on, George.
Okay.
I think Frankie went. Oh, she hid. I'm at my folks' house. Can you hear me still? My house.
Yes, I can.
I'm at my folks' house, and they have three dogs, and then my dog, so it's four. And Frankie gets a little overwhelmed sometimes, especially if I ask her to come visit. So here she is. She's a little fox terrier Chihuahua mix.
Oh, cute.
Say hi to George. She's shaking. What's the matter, honey?
Oh.
It's kind of weird. So I think sometimes she can tell, like when she's on stage or whatever. I was when was it? End of 2016. I had an opportunity to be on TV on this thing called Planet of the Apps. Planet of the Apps was for this app that I'd created called Delphi, which helps you take better selfies with your dog. And it was a disaster. It was so awful. I had Frankie with me, and it was kind of like a. Have you ever watched Shark Tank before?
No.
So it was based on the pitch more than the app itself. So I had to perform my pitch for Gwyneth Paltrow,
Oh, wow.
yeah, Jessica Alba, Will I Am, and Gary V, who's this entrepreneur guy. And I was so nervous because I'm not a trained actor or presenter or anything like that. And that's what pissed me off about the whole thing, is because they're kind of judging us on our presentation skills as actors instead of judging the app.
Or
So
the
actually,
content.
right. The show actually failed. They only did the one. And to be honest, I never even saw it because it was such an awful experience. I didn't want to see myself on it, but apparently it's on Apple Music somewhere. But anyway, so I thought it would be cute if I came down holding Frankie, and so I was holding Frankie like this. I had memorized my pitch and everything, and Frankie she picked up on my energy. She might be picking up on my energy right now because I still am not super comfortable like talking in front of people and stuff. But she was shaking violently, and so I'm holding her like this, trying to. I mean, she's still cute, but like she was. It was nerve wracking, and she picked up on it, was freaking out, and I'm trying to like do my pitch, and I forgot like a good 25% of it. And then at the very end, I was talking about the pet industry and how Delphi was going to be like this kind of the entree, not entree, but like the beginning of of a community app that would have all these other functions and stuff, and then talked about
Uh-huh.
how the pet industry is so big and stuff like that. And I blanked on the word industry and sat there for a few seconds. And then finally one of the presenters said, industry. It was awful. It was so bad. So that's my story about Delphi. Delphi had like about 10,000 users, and I ran out of money, and I found out that people don't like to pay for apps. They'd rather just use everything for free. And so like I didn't have any revenue source for it. So it's still out there, but it's struggling anyway.
Oh.
So tell me about yourself.
Well, I've been retired for about 5 years, and so I have plenty of time to take Caesar out I take him out about 3 times a day.
Yeah.
The vet has some kind of relationship with the Fitbit people, and Fitbit has that.
Wait, George, you're breaking up. Can you say it again?
Fitbit is making this gizmo that tracks the dog's activity, kind of like a Fitbit does.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't track, and here it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it just looks kind of big.
No, it's about 1 by 1.5 inches.
Okay.
It's and it just tracks it while he's walking. It doesn't track like heartbeat and all that other things that Fitbit normally does.
Okay. So it's just trying to get your dog more active, or what?
That, and then too, they wanted us to send in videos of him doing different things with the device on, so they can, and then they can, because this thing, will create a timestamp.
Right.
They can see what is tracked he's eating, doing. They wanted to see what it would record if he was like scratching or licking, and they didn't want us to provoke him to do these things, but they wanted us to see if they could do that. So I sent some videos of him eating and one of him going downstairs. So, and I didn't get any feedback on those. But
so you're a beta tester, is it? Kind of. Did you get it for free?
Yeah, I got it for free.
Okay, so they're relying on your feedback and stuff, I guess.
Right.
Okay.
And then if he wears it for X number of continuous days, I get credit at the vet for nail clipping or whatever. And then if he's on it for, I forget how long, I get a free DNA test.
Oh.
So
okay, that's cool. Are you a tech guy, or did you have friends that work for the company or something? How'd you get hooked up with them?
No. Because I'm on, I go to Banfield for the vet, and Banfield is this big nationwide conglomerate, and
right.
I'm not totally happy with them because it seems it's a little bit impersonal.
I haven't heard lots of great things about them, but
well, when
it's not pet insurance, right? It's some sort of a discount plan, is it?
It's not really insurance. It's more like a wellness plan.
Oh, okay.
There's a monthly fee, and I get free office visits. And then actually, I was just in for vaccinations a couple of weeks ago, and the vaccinations were all free for rabies and a couple others. So it did pay off in that way.
Oh, nice.
And the parking is terrific. I mean,
yeah.
I got it from a restaurant shelf, and they gave me a list of vets that they work with. When I got him, I got a free X-ray, 1 free dental cleaning, and a couple other things. And they had a list of the vets that honor that plan. And Banfield was one of them. And the parking around here is just awful. So I chose them mainly because it was out in the suburbs at a strip mall where I could park easily, and it's not too far away from me. So
nice.
Yeah.
So you live in San Francisco. What did you? And you're retired, you said?
Right.
So what did you do for work when you were working?
I was a librarian at a university.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so now I'm doing a lot of gardening and
Uh-huh.
walking the dog, and I volunteer a couple days a week. So that's
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for joining members.dudeswithdogs.com. Appreciate it. Do you understand what we're trying to do with that? Or do you want me to kind of go over that again?
uh, no, basically trying to create a community.
Yeah. Well, here's
Yeah.
the thing. So we're on, previous to this, we were on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're on Instagram, that's kind of more of an audience thing where, you know, we create content or we take other people's content and maybe make some little changes to it, but it's kind of like more of an audience thing, right? And then Facebook, you know, Facebook's great. I've been creating that for the last 5.5 years and managing that and building that. And we've had some really great, some really awesome things happen in the last few months. Actually, we're part of this campaign called More Together. Have you seen that video?
No.
Okay, well, there's a really cute video with Frankie, featuring Frankie at the very beginning, that's gotten literally almost 30 million views so far.
Wow.
So we've gone from 61,000, I think in May, to 81,000 today. So we're reaching a lot of people on Facebook. But here's the thing with Facebook, Facebook groups, you know, they're great for sharing, but you don't know who you're sharing with. You can't. The people that you're sharing with probably aren't going to be people who live in your immediate area. You know, they're people from all over the country, all over the world, actually.
Sure.
And then also there's the thing with the way that Facebook groups work with algorithms, which is super frustrating, to be honest. All Facebook does is magnify popular posts, right? So a cute guy with his dog will get tons and tons of reactions. So those get magnified and pushed out to people's news feeds. And then the other thing is bereavement posts. So I call them bereavement posts, but like dead dog announcements.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Those are kind of off brand for us. First of all, our message is about inclusion, right? So, you know, older guys, people who aren't, you know, super buff dudes or whatever, like I want everybody to feel welcome. And when all they see are just the cutest 1% of our community, then that's kind of off brand for us, right?
Right.
And then secondly, people that just come into the group and they're getting all of these dead dog announcements.
Oh,
That's not on brand either. Like people think that we're like the hot dudes with dead dogs club. So I've been fighting this with Facebook. I actually wrote a paper for them about all the things that they need to improve on with groups, and you know, from subgroups so that people can get to know people like you in your area in San Francisco. There's no way for you to actually find people in San Francisco, even though I know from my insights that 3,000 people are in the group from San Francisco, but there's no way for me to connect you guys. It's super frustrating, you know, and every day people are posting, oh, who lives in Atlanta, love to do meetups in Dallas, or, you know, all these people that I know really want to connect, right?
Yeah.
Over the years, people, that's the biggest goal, is they join this because this is this amazing thing that we love, and it's this amazing way to connect with other people. And granted, there is a lot of benefit to our group. You know, like if you have a question, you know, you might have 1,000 responses from people all over the world giving their advice. But in terms of making actual real connections, it doesn't work so well.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, in the last few months, I've gotten hooked up with a company called Mighty Networks, which you joined. And Mighty Networks is great because their focus is on community. It's on giving founders what we need to actually do something with our communities. One of the things that I think is important for us is this function called members near me. So as the community grows, you know, and I'm actually going to be advertising outside of Facebook on various locations, but we'll be growing this separately as well. But as the network grows, you know, you'll be able to see somebody who lives down the street. It's always been my goal, even personally, to find somebody who could watch Frankie when I go away for the weekend. You know, why is it if we've got this community of like-minded individuals, you know, I want to connect people so that we can save money. Why should I pay $40 a day if I just want to go to Palm Springs for the weekend, you know?
Right.
So those are reasons why we're doing this. And again, it's not advertising supported, so that's why we're charging a little bit. But also just trying to, you know, we keep it pretty reasonable. The Facebook special right now, as you know, is $21.99 for the year, so that's super cheap. And then once the Facebook special goes away, it's going to be $29.99 per year. So it's super cheap. But that little amount of money goes to help support our team, helps to pay for the software itself. And then we're going to give away part of that to the ASPCA. So pretty excited about it. You're outside now, I guess, huh?
Well, yeah, and I'm trying to get Caesar in the picture with me, but he's not cooperating.
I happen to have this perfect dog who, like, this is what we call meerkat position. I hold her, she stands on my hand, and will stay like this forever. It's so funny.
Your audio stopped.
Oh, okay.
Well, your whole stream stopped, actually.
Oh, how about now? Did it start? Are we back? I'm moving for you.
No, it's frozen somehow.
Oh no. Shoot. Okay. Well, I don't know what to do. How about now?
This is good, yeah.
Okay. You were saying that you weren't able to get, what was his name? Caesar?
Yeah.
Did I make that up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. So is Frankie kind of calming down now?
Yeah. She's not shaking anymore at all. She's great.
Yeah.
She can stay like this for a very long time. She just loves being close to me.
Well, and Caesar is pretty old, and he lived on the street with a homeless person for most of his life.
Oh, wow.
And so he is not affectionate at all.
Yeah.
And it's kind of irritating to see all of these guys with these dogs that are just licking them all over and sleeping together and all of this lovey-dovey stuff. And Caesar doesn't give me any of that.
Oh. Well, don't be irritated, but you know, like all dogs have their own personalities, right? Everybody's different.
Sure.
And the connections between dogs and humans are totally different too. I raised Frankie from a puppy.
Right.
So we might have a stronger connection than those that adopt, you know, from bad situations or whatever. So
sure. And actually, he's warming up a little bit. He'll look me in the face now, which he wouldn't do for a long time.
Yeah.
So he's warming up a little bit, but it's he's doing it on his own terms, of course.
How funny.
Yeah.
Hey, so what is it you're most excited about with the new network? Is it to meet others or?
To meet others and to share experience. I've been subscribing to this journal called Whole Dog Journal.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
I'm not, actually.
It's kind of like a Consumer Reports for dog owners. I mean, they evaluate dog food and equipment and just all kinds of stuff. And then there's just lots of really great information. You know, if your dog is what to mean, should you with it? For instance, here's an article on tick removal tools.
Oh, okay.
That they they evaluate and what's good.
I took a tick off Frankie one time, and I was a new dog dad and absolutely flipped out. that this
Sure.
tick was on her neck, right? And
Yeah.
so I pulled it off, and then I learned later that you're not really supposed to do that.
Right. Right.
And then she ended up with a piece of the tick in her for a long time, and there was a bump that was on her for a couple months at least until it kind of grew out.
Oh, so it resolved itself.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's if you think about the way that skin sloughs off or whatever, right? Like, I think it just eventually had to work itself out.
Oh.
But my understanding now is that you're supposed to put like alcohol or something on them so that the tick will actually back out by itself.
That's
You know what I
not
mean?
what. Yeah, right. I'm not sure that's what they advocated. It's been a while since I've read this article.
Well, probably they want to sell you a tool.
Well,
Right?
not a specific tool. I mean, there were 4 or 5 different tools, and they told us about
Oh, okay.
the good parts of, and then there was one that they recommended. But like, for instance, I didn't know that foxtails were dangerous until I read this here, and now I'm really vigilant about it.
Yeah, they can be awful.
Oh yeah. And so there was one area that we really like to walk in, but it was just loaded with them
Yeah.
all of a sudden. So we don't walk there anymore. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that we have a lot of foxtails. I'm up in Washington State right now, so.
Yeah. Well, this is just like on the city streets. They're growing in the cracks in the sidewalk.
Oh, okay. And is it
Yeah.
just a type of weed?
It's a type of grass, but I think it's a type of grass.
Oh,
But
okay.
the barbs that are on the seeds will only go in one direction, and so and they can pierce the dog's skin and go under their skin and travel all throughout the body.
Ugh.
And if they really get lodged in there, the vet really has to remove them, because it's if you just grab the end of it, it's easy for the rest of it to get still stuck, kind of like a tick.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So,
That's another thing that we're planning to do as well. Is every month we're going to have a different type of content. So I'll be picking the brains of people on Facebook and then bringing all of that content back to members and housing it here.
yeah.
The other plans we have is once the network grows is to have city groups. So it doesn't make sense to cordon off people into city groups right now because there's not enough people. But eventually we'll have city groups with their own conversations, their own directories, hopefully their own digital dog parks, and their own actual in-person meetups as well. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited about where we're going with this.
Yeah. That's good. Well, it's great. I'm glad to hear that you've got those kinds of plans in the works.
Well, you know what? I always had these kind of plans, and I tried to implement them on Facebook and was thwarted at every turn in the road. Basically, Facebook wants people to continue. Granted, I appreciate Facebook for starting us and proving the concept that this is needed in our community.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, what they want you to do is keep scrolling. There's no, I believe personally, they've never come out and said this, but I believe that the reason that they don't have like geographical functions or the functions that would help you to meet people close by, because they don't really want you to. That's not part of their business plan. Their
Right.
business plan is to keep you scrolling, meeting somebody maybe from another state that you'll never meet, but continue to scroll. And I want us to stop scrolling. I want us to meet other people, in real life and make meaningful connections. So that's my purpose with Dudes with Dogs. I want to take this to the next level. And so that's why we're here today.
Yeah. Right.
So anyway, I only have this for a half hour. Was there anything else you wanted to mention while we're on?
No, I guess not. I'm just glad I finally got the technology to work and got to meet you. And yeah,
I saw in the mirror you're doing this on a phone, right?
Yes.
Okay, was that pretty easy for you?
Yes, because I only have a laptop, and it wasn't. I mean, logistically, it wasn't handy for me to use
Gotcha.
to use that. So
Well, that's the other reason why I wanted to do this, even with just one other person, is to kind of practice and see how it works. And it's pretty simple.
Well, yeah, I mean, once I got on, then it's fine. And actually,
Yeah.
the quality has been fairly good. Once in a great while, the feed from your end kind of freezes up, but you know, just
And I think the feed from your end froze up a little bit. So I don't. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what actually it recorded. So I'm not sure, but
oh yeah. So that recording will be on. You'll put that up so that we can look at it.
I will, and I'm actually going to copy it into the group as well. You know, so you'll have your 15 minutes of fame for the day.
Great. And Caesar like missed out on his because he wasn't cooperating, but okay.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to meet you, George. Have a great day. Okay.
You too.
We'll talk to you later.
Great. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.